Hello everybody, recently I published a video about Linux, and how you could switch away from Windows if you have the determination and the willingness to go through the extra links to set it up right. However, I would like to add on to that, as well as review some distributions. First of all, I don't recommend Pop! OS anymore until it gets new updates with its brand new desktop environment. If you are a beginner, then Linux Mint is really the best choice you have, the distribution that you can't go wrong with. Second of all, I got a really good comment asking me to review some more Linux distros and ones that an intermediate user might use, bringing up a valid point that most tutorials on the internet are for beginners. So, that's what this video will be about. Alright, so the first distribution that was recommended to me was MX Linux. As of January 2025, it is the second most popular distro just behind Linux Mint, and it is based on Debian's stable release. We can visit their website and download the ISO from there. Let's boot it up. As you can see, MX Linux has a nice themed boot menu, as well as a pretty boot screen that only shows up once you install it. It boots directly to the desktop, unlike Ubuntu, and opens a simple installer. This operating system installs quite fast as compared to bigger and heavier distributions. Once you have finished installing and have rebooted, you are greeted with the desktop. MX Linux has some aesthetic differences from other distributions, and seems to go for a clean and grayscale look out of the box, though there are some nice wallpapers that do make your desktop simply beautiful. But it's not just about the aesthetics, because anyone with Debian could achieve this. MX Linux's true uniqueness is in its software. There are MX tools and tweaks applications, each giving you pretty good control of the entire operating system. MX tools, however, has something special up its sleeve. If you ever brick your operating system, you can boot to a live installation media and recover it using the MX tools. All in all, MX Linux seems to be a good operating system for both intermediate and advanced users, although a beginner could navigate their way around this operating system if they wished. The next Linux distro I would like to review in this video is CachyOS, designed to be a customizable and fast operating system. I am not going to install CachyOS to a hard disk for this review. We should be able to test out its speed without installing anyways. While it may not be obvious, CachyOS's KDE desktop is specifically tuned towards giving good speed. With small and quick animations, you can zip through the UI faster than normal Arch with the default KDE setup. K is also known for its user-friendliness, ease of use, and customizability. CachyOS is a good option for any level of user who wishes to have a modern, aesthetic, and quick user experience. The final distro I'd like to review is EndeavourOS. While targeted at beginners, EndeavourOS is based on Arch Linux and, just like CachyOS, uses KDE. My initial impressions were high, and I was expecting a polished, nicely designed operating system. However, I encountered an issue, which I do really hope was just a bug. The interface was very laggy despite me giving the virtual machine sufficient resources. I tried again, and while definitely not as fast as CachyOS was, EndeavourOS's interface was much better than before. Endeavour has a nice wallpaper that is pre-applied, and it also has a good selection of apps as well. It has a Calamares installer, which you can use to install the system if you wish. There is not much else to talk about, as most of everything else is just a themed version of KDE. That's all for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Trouble light and roll your mind. Do it and so, wasting time.